It's your girl T here, back with another Tea Time Tuesday video. I know y'all are having a beautiful, blessed day because you're tea timers. It's absolutely what we do. Our affirmation of the day is, I am the source. We are the source. So we're the source of love, abundance, happiness, negative emotion, positive emotion. Whatever happens in our 3D reality is under our control because we're the source of it all. I wanted to discuss with y'all today reacting to your 3D. We've talked about this so many times, but I want to go over this point again. When you are creating your own reality and you have circumstances that come up in your 3D reality, for those of you that don't know, 3D is our current reality, or the things that we see in our day-to-day. That is a byproduct of a previous thought, belief, what have you, that we had previous to that occurring. And for those of you that don't know, our 3D reality, or our when people are like back to reality, it's malleable, meaning there are multiple different realities where we have the things that we want. It's just about us believing that that is a possibility so we can live in the reality of whatever it is that we desire. So when we are reacting to our current reality, we are fighting with ourselves. We're fighting against a previous thought or emotion that we had, and it's playing out in our current reality, and we're fighting against that. It's like I've said before, it's like going to a garbage dump, picking up the garbage and crying about why it got thrown out. That's what you're doing when you're engaging with your 3D in a negative way. It's hard sometimes when things come up that trigger us, because a lot of the times the actual circumstance that happens in our 3D reality isn't the real catalyst for why we're emotionally reacting. It usually triggers an old belief we have about ourselves, or like, let's do an example. Let's say somebody calls us fat in our 3D reality, and we blow up at them and we try and prove to them why we're not fat and how they're so rude and they're so mean and they're a bully. Some point in our lives, we probably had an issue with our weight, whether we were actually considered fat or not. Maybe we had a phobia of being fat, or one of our parents called us fat, or somebody at one point said you look heavy, and it just created a belief within us where we have a soft spot for someone saying you're fat. That person that said it today in our 3D reality hit a nerve, and we are reacting and responding based on something from our past that is an open wound, that is open and available to emotionally react to what they just said. So when we're saying that they created this whole havoc and this bad day for us, it's not actually them that did that. They're playing out a belief or an old wound that we have that we're responding to. So the point I'm trying to make is, when we're going through our journey, and a lot of us are going through SP journeys, this is the most correspondence that I get is about SP, and we're reacting to things that they do or they say, or the lack of doing or saying when they're not contacting us. Think back. Think in your mind back to the thoughts that you have had about your SP, about your circumstance, about your situation. Did you think that they would be in no contact with you up until this point? Do you think that they're picking other people above you? Do you think that they look at you as less than, or do you think they look at you as an option rather than their prize? I guarantee you, if you look back in time at the thoughts and beliefs that you're having regarding your SP situation, or whatever situation that you're manifesting, you have had thoughts that led to the end result that you're looking at right now. So that is not a bad thing. It is just a good indication of where you're at in your manifesting journey. Like, if I look at an SP and they're telling me that they're never going to be with me, I'm not the one, they have a crush on somebody else, or they're dealing with somebody else, I'd be like, oh, I'm still in the belief that they have other options, that I'm not the one that they're going to only go for, that they have eyes for other people. And I would start affirming more beliefs for myself, like, I'm always chosen, I'm always a priority, I am always doted on, I'm always chased, I'm the only choice, I'm the best choice, things of that nature. I would take it back internal. But what most of y'all would do, or a lot of y'all are doing, is, my SP didn't pick me. My SP hates me. My SP said I'll never be with them. So, and you're taking it as the final. You're taking it as that's the end of the race. Why bother keep going? They said this and that's final. It's not final. It's old garbage that you used to think. It just gives you an indication that you need to prioritize more thoughts of being in a happy, healthy, whole relationship, being the chosen one, being the one that always gets picked, showing yourself how wonderful and unique and amazing that you are, magnetic and sexy and amazing, and anybody would be lucky to have you, that you need to be doing for yourself in order for that to play out in your 3D reality. Because the thing is, those thoughts and those beliefs that led to that event are canceled. They're gone now. They're over. They're done. Moving forward, you have a clean slate to reinvent that story and reinvent it in a way that is beautiful and synchronicitous to what it is that you're actually wanting to be in alignment with, which is probably some form of monogamy, where you're chosen, where you're put on a pedestal, where you're treated with grace and love and respect. So that's what you have to align to when you are seeing these circumstances in your reality. Not be triggered and interact with that false narrative. Go internal and reinvent the narrative to play out the way that you want it to. This is the base of most of y'all's issues, is asking, where is it? Why is it not working? Reacting to 3D circumstances and thinking whatever you interact with in the 3D is final, knowing that it's old thoughts and beliefs, and not using it as a baseboard to go back internal and keep reaffirming. The thing is, excuse me, you can look at this in all sorts of ways, but what you can also look at it as is, oh, I'm so powerful that I thought those things and I got movement. It was negative movement, but it's movement, which means for every negative, there has to be a positive. And that means that I'm one step closer to getting what it is I want. Or you could invent the narrative that they dissed you, they're never coming back, they're going for other people, and this is the final outcome. It's up to you. You are the creator of your reality. So what you say goes. If you say that they're never going to choose you and things are never going to work out in your favor, then that's the way it's going to go. This is why I say, when you get really anxious and you really react to something and it really pents you up inside, go with a general affirmation. Things always work out in my favor. Only my positive thoughts create. I always get what I want, or whatever makes you feel powerful. Use that in those moments so you don't start affirming against what you see and have more anxiety in those moments. Have a blanket affirmation in your back pocket that you can pull out and can soothe you back into a place where you feel good about yourself again. Reacting to the 3D is no big deal, because the 3D is ever shifting, ever moving, and sometimes we need to let out an emotion. Staying in it for the rest of the week or the month or the year is just going to keep remanifesting the same reality, where you're trapped in a Groundhog Day situation and it keeps going back to the same, and then you react to it and you create a harder belief, a firmer belief that this is how your reality is going to shift. Take back your power. Know that no matter what you see and what you see as a circumstance, it is always changeable, it is always moving, and you can always create a new story. And this is not to say that it's easy to create a new story. You might feel a bunch of ways when you're creating a new story, but it's totally possible, and it's totally puts you in a more peaceful state when you fully accept the fact that you can create your own reality, you are more powerful than you think, and things can always work out in your favor if you will them to. If y'all have questions, you know what to do. I love y'all, but not as much as you should be loving yourselves. Have a beautiful, blessed Tuesday. Bye.